strong on that defensive side on their other maps. So I mean, they're going to be looking fierce.
Yeah, they went on an 8-round run. Really impressive stuff. They're going to be starting off defending over here. Ritzy is our player to be looking out for, consistently playing the Sova and fragging out heavy in their earlier match. Haven is a nice one to be revisiting. I'll really play to a lot of that defensive play style that should really benefit your Sova there.
Good old Haven. I mean, it's got those three sites here, and
Not one, not two,
but
3 whole
but
sites.
3 whole sites. I mean, got plenty of sites to choose from, plenty of sites to defend on. Looks like we have this match timer paused. I'm not entirely sure what that hiccup is gonna be, but I mean, it gives us more time to talk about these teams. Seems that Ritzia hasn't quite moved yet, but
Uh-oh.
hopefully there's no problems on their end, but you never know.
Okay, well, we'll figure out what's going on over there. What do you think about overall? We get a little bit of gander right now at the operator lineup. We've got a Killjoy for both sides. Was that a Sova on the other as well?
Uh,
Nope, no.
no. So I mean,
Yeah, so mirroring Killjoys, mirroring
Terriers
Jets.
kind of giving me like an interesting composition here. Instead of opting for the Sova, they're gonna be opting for the Sky, which again I kind of like. It's like a little bit different. You don't really see this guy too much as a solo initiator or like in place for Sova, but like along with that breach, it could get a lot of value here.
Hmm. Yeah, so I think there might be some further issues. So we'll we'll be waiting for that one to get sorted as well. Figure out what's causing that problem for Ritzy there. Until then, we're restarting the match, of course. It looks like it's a need for rehost, so won't be too much of a problem. Shouldn't take very long since there's not much more data for the map to be putting back in. It'll be just
Luckily,
a
we were
nice,
at
fresh restart.
0-0.
Yep.
You know, at least we
No one put
weren't
in the
at
match
like
history. I know Observer will appreciate that.
that will be definitely super useful. I mean, like you don't have to like change any of the data values in the game, so
Yeah.
hopefully it should be a quick reset. Hopefully it's not like a tech problem. Hopefully it's a quick problem that we can just resolve real fast.
Hmm.
Um, when if we have any clue of what it is, we'll let you guys know because we're
Yeah. As soon
totally.
as we find it out, we're waiting for our match. I just want to see some good Valorant gameplay. Is what
That's what I'm excited for
it's killing me.
Hebron.
They keep hitting me with the weight.
I've been hearing a lot of things about Hebron, so I want to see him.
Yes, yes.
I'm kind of on the edge of my seat. I'm not sitting down, but like metaphorically, I'm on
Yes, a
the edge of my
metaphorical
seat.
seat.
Oh,
All
here we are.
right. That's what I'm talking about.
Speak of the devil. Here we got everyone. All right, map running, timer going. This is what you'd
Seems
like to
legit to
see.
me. Seems legit to me.
Here we have on this defensive side for Hebron here. Looking like we're gonna have a lot towards C. I think this Sova's just gonna like play like a super passive on A, gonna shoot this dart into the A main real fast, but then I think they're gonna back off. I don't think they're gonna get too aggressive, but you never know. They are just jump spotting A pretty passively. We have Terriers getting some early map control in mid, being pretty uncontested here. They're also just contacting towards this A long position, getting a lot of value for completely free, but Hebron just deciding they want to give up this A site. Do you want to play a full retake on this pistol round? They've got nothing to stop this site.
Yeah, the diffuser is located here on A, and I think seen by the defense at least.
Toyin
But
just
the
jumping in, but Mania taking a great shot.
oh, this is a lot of pressure now here on point as Twain has pushed in, taken a lot of ground, the full rotation back in from Hebron High School. They're going to have to push through the smokes. No sight lines pulled up yet on those Terriers, just the two of them left peeking. One down, leaving only one player left, and a beautiful headshot there
Again,
from Ritzy.
like what we've been hearing seems to be checking out here. Hebron just a flawless. No
Yeah.
one died. No one went down. They seem to be dealing with this pretty easily. Like, I mean, they just gave up the site, falled back, allowed their opponents to make some mistakes, get into their sight lines, and just decided to just win the round. I mean,
Yeah, that's a huge statement start to the match. One round up for Hebron, but a flawless right off the bat, and that puts the economy in a nice jump start. It allows 4 players to buy full shields. That's already putting them in a really nice position, and stingers to boot. That's pretty comfortable, especially since they're going to be going into a pistols lineup from the Terriers. So it's going to be really comfortable to be pre-firing angles. That's something that Terriers cannot match at this point. They don't have automatic weapons to bring back that kind of fire. 1 kill going out for each side.
Again, Exit just playing it down with pride here. I mean, just holding, again, just like wiping up this round so quickly. Like immediately when Terriers just showed in that garage position, they just got crumpled on. They just got from all sides. Hebron was just so fast to shut that push down. I mean, you can see like a lot here from Hebron and what their stats are. I feel like this team has a lot more like in-depth, more coaching I think is involved with this team, or like maybe they have like a more of an IGL role, because they're all like, it seems that they're all together, you know? From these 2 rounds, it might be a bit early to say this, but it seems that they're all calming pretty well. I feel like they are communicating pretty well as a team, and they have a clear idea of what they want to accomplish each round.
You notice from the buy round, full rifles on Terriers, but Hebron is just holding onto their weapons from round 2, making sure to get the most out of that money. So they're playing a little bit behind right now, but they're playing with that confidence. Many immediately taking that Sheriff headshot right off of Cypher. So this is just a terrible start already for Terriers, and it's really going to be feeling it, that impact throughout the rest of this round. Coming around the corner, Rascal does take down Exith, shutting that player down.
I mean, Exith did do a load of damage, though, but going to be healed right up by this Sky. It's not going to be too big of a deal. Rascal chilling at a close to 100 HP as Terriers take this C site. I mean, it seems that Hebron, again, just doesn't care to hold these sites. They just want to play a full retake because they're pretty confident in what they can accomplish as a team. Again,
oh my god, coming in.
Oh,
2 bullets, 2 kills. Ritzy comes around with the stinger. 1 player left to contend with, and Tristic just covered in
on the side,
angles.
finding 3. But Ritzy, again, that player we were told to look out for, just shutting Rascal down. And, I mean, you can kind of see why Hebron going 3 up here in this first map.
Yeah, what a show of power to come in with much, much less investment in your gun lineup. Come around those corners, give away diffuser. Use the fact that you have low caliber guns, low range guns. Wait until they're going to be most useful when you're playing close angles, playing in the hallways around site, and making sure not to have to contend with anyone on A site long, or C site long, which is where they really could have been hurting from an extended gunfight. Unfortunately for Terriers, they didn't have anyone take up the angle. I mean, taking a Vandal down there would have been really impactful, but no one was left back by spawn.
No, yeah, 100%. I mean, just you can see Ritzy here on that Sova on that A site, just getting so much information for just for free. I mean, they're not using too much util to watch this A control, and when they're just jump peeking it, and they're not getting punished. And I think that's a real problem that Terriers can hopefully figure out. Just like this Sova just shouldn't be getting unpunished. Like, they should be getting punished for peeking out. But Toyin finding a great shot, finding 2 great shots onto the site, really opening up the site. But Exith is still here and still causing quite a bit of problems for Terriers. We have a 2v2 retake. Omen does have the ultimate if they want to use it. I'm not entirely sure how they would use it, but I mean, it surprised me, you know?
Yeah, they have teleported down into hell, getting a nice little angle where they're going to cross, actually, with the killjoy if they try and push out, but Churstic still gets the kill, comes around the corner, takes the second one as well.
Shots.
Taking a 2 180 players and taking them both down in that fight. A huge show of power. Churstic already really showing up on the scoreboard.
I mean, just kind of looks like Hebron can do no wrong here, even when they're left in that, like, 2v2 scenario. It just seems like I don't even know if Mania did anything. I think it was just Charistic there.
No, was that the 3 kills for Churstic in that round?
I'm not.
Or 2. I think they had a couple other standout plays already.
I think it was 2 there. I think Exit had 3 on their site execute for Terriers. I mean, Terriers, I mean, they do have guns now. They didn't have guns that last round, so, I mean, that could definitely be a reason why that didn't quite go their way. But now that it's a full buy, looking like they're going to play default, but, like...
And this is our first proper full buy.
You can see Ritzy just not seeing anyone, like, on this A main control, and he's just going to push up. He's, like, no one is doing anything. He's getting so much space for absolutely free. He can tell everyone else on this team to rotate off of A because they just know nobody's there. And Ritzy just getting so much value for free.
Ooh, peeking there, trying to bait Rascal into making a move. Flash goes out,
Ritzy
and
shut down by
okay.
Bowie. I mean, okay, 4v2. Again, it's not looking too great for Terriers here, but I mean, Rascal seems to be having a very high sensitivity or maybe some DPI struggles here. I'm not entirely
Oh,
sure.
yeah, looks like something.
I really
maybe
hope,
mouse buttons.
maybe mouse buttons, but I really hope their mouse.
Either way, taking some time. They're
Taking
not
some
looking to
time.
go back in this round.
We got 40 seconds. Like, we got 40 seconds to figure it out. Seems like they figured it out. Love that. I mean,
Well, there is an op right around this corner. Like, all you can really do is bait that. The odds of winning this fight right now against Mania really low. They've already shown that they can take these shots. Even players jumping around this corner, it's not great odds. RHS just taking their time, allowing this round to go by, allowing them to save two of these guns. Now that they finally made it up to full buy, you don't want to start falling behind on Econ.
I do like that they're saving. They're just chilling. They're posted up. They don't have the money to die. Like, they want these two guns and they want to take it into that next round. But like, for Hebron, I'm a little bit surprised that they aren't hunting for these kills. Like, I mean, come on, they've won five rounds in a row. Maybe they have some extra economy to give up. Like, look at Mania with almost full credits, 8,400. I mean,
well, here's the real thing. They're taking it at their own pace. Hebron is so comfortable right now. Like, they're not going out of their way to get the glory kills, going further their lead anymore. They're just comfortably keeping up the pressure, keeping going. Yeah.
They're not trying to pressure anything. They're not trying to do anything. They're just playing off their opponent's mistakes.
Yep. Bird goes in there, not catching anyone though.
Mania finding a wild shot. Like, I think that was I don't actually know where that was from. I'll be honest.
Oh yeah, I think it was where Sova is right now. I forget the name for that side hallway. I think they did that and then immediately jumped out, used jet movement to get back into A site.
I didn't know if that was an angle.
Yeah, it was just pushed up.
A wild shot, whatever it was.
It was just they died right there where the last player was.
I mean, in sewers, I suppose so. I mean, here we have again, like, it's just like they always get that first blood. I mean, Hebron again. It just looks like Terriers they're always in an uncomfortable position. They're never in the driver's seat of this game. They're always struggling, unfortunately. Cypher did something. Finding Mania. Great shot.
Nice.
Fried. Those are two great shots here. Here we are in a 3v2. These Sky Cabbage is going to be able to find these last players, but
ooh, give Cypher something to work off of, but it's just not enough. While the plant goes down, Ferv is left in the 1v3.
Get out of this Killjoy util.
Oh, just barely.
But stunned up by this Astra Star in a really unfortunate position, and just like so much util being used. Like, so much util, like, together. You know? Like, the util almost like is a combination.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 1v3 at that point, and there's still plenty of utility left in Hebron's pockets. So everyone just threw something out that way. I mean, the Killjoy to make sure that they're going to absolutely get to stomp the site. And there's already an ult that was traded out since that Sky ult went out. But both teams are pretty actively holding on to their ultimates. They're a little hesitant to use them. That's the first one, I think, actually, that Hebron has used for any of these rounds, which is insane, seeing as that's leveraged a 6-0 lead to begin with.
I mean, like, I don't even think Breach is fried on that. Breach has even gotten their ultimate. They have 2 kills and 4 deaths, and that's a total of 6, like, ultimate orbs right there, and that's all they have. I mean, they just can't find anyone to kill. And they're not dying, so they can't get any of the orbs. I mean, unfortunately, they do have the most deaths on their team, but, I mean, that doesn't seem to be a problem.
Yeah, overall, we're just seeing just this massive skill, or like not skill diff, but gun skill difference right now being a huge factor from Hebron. They're pretty casually approaching these gunfights, landing some insane clips already. We've had a couple which are just popping off. The Sheriff gameplay from earlier is wild. Mania consistently turning this into a 5v4 with that op down A, or down C. It's just not peekable. You can't do it. And even the pressure from last round looking down sewers, you wouldn't expect it, but it's so strong if you're going to be able to get that early pick.
I mean, here we have, Terriers putting a lot of pressure towards this A site, and, there again, just look at Hebron. They're all rotating off the site. They don't care. They don't want to play on the site. They have so many ults that they can retake with. They'll just give it up. That's fine. That's fine with them. I mean, I think Terriers has to start to realize that, Hebron doesn't care. They're so confident in their retakes that it doesn't matter for them to hold this site. And I think that's why they're just so successful.
Ooh.
Coming out. Spike is down. I mean, Terrier's getting some great trades. Rascal finding 2.
Oh my god.
2v4. This is looking pretty difficult. I mean, Rascal finding a 3rd.
Ooh, he sees the head, finally finds it on the 3rd peak, but it's not going to be enough. The first round goes the way of Terriers here. It's a pretty commanding one, really leveraging their Killjoy ultimate phenomenally. It covered all of site. They were able to move in, get onto the point without really losing anybody, and continuing to maneuver on from there. They really activated off of their utility. It was really beautiful to see.
Now, no, 100%. I mean, just that KJ just allowed them to get so much of site control. They just played off of that pretty well. Let's see if Terriers going back to this A site again. They seem to be quite the big fan of this A site. I mean, and it seems that that's where their success was. It looks like Hebron might actually try and hold the A site this time. I mean, Sova looking for a peek on short. Doesn't quite find one. Here we have Mania in the Heaven again. They decide, no, we don't want to hold the site. We want to retake. They have this breach ult, which can be super useful. But if you look here, Astra still all the way on that C site. She's going to have to rotate. It's going to take a little bit, but Hebron is slow. They're composed. They know that they can take their time here.
Finally, the smoke has all settled. We're waiting for the defenders to do something. They have to act. No kill comes out from there. Churstick does get down elsewhere, though, and now some additional jet smokes coming out. Rascal gets another kill, a 3rd one. That's looking phenomenal. Toyin comes in, and Bowie to finish things out. A flawless round for Terriers, and they are really beginning to cook. 6 rounds in a row that they've gone down, but they're going to stem the bleeding before it gets to a point of Hebron's previous opponents who had to lose 8 in a row previously. It still could come out later on, but Terriers now having some confidence to back them up and some rounds behind them.
I mean, Hebron getting the timeout forced of them. They're just really going to talk about what Terriers is doing here, why they're losing these rounds. I mean, they're giving up quite a bit of space. I was talking about how their retakes were super good earlier, but it seems that Terriers just holding the site super well. They're playing off each other very well. They're even though one person might get a lot of util dumped on them, the other players on that team are being able to fight to keep them alive. And that's really what matters, especially when you're getting the site taken off of you.
Well, here's what I think is the really impactful thing is those early retakes, which we saw Hebron could do no wrong in, were all on C point and B point. And as soon as we shift that pressure to A objective, they give up a lot of space on A. And here's the thing, A is a lot harder to retake.
100%.
Your avenues for getting back from CT side are Heaven, and Heaven is super easy to lock down. You can't drop from Heaven. You can't actually defuse from there. You can just command angles of sight. You've got, what is it just CT hallway? Okay. That one as well is pretty easy to choke down, but that's your best avenue for coming back and actually retaking site. But we've seen both those rounds. The attack on Terriers did such a good job of locking that down. We had 3 sight lines mainly focused on it from the back of A side, the bottom right side of it. And then you've got Seward, but the rotate, you have to go around half of the entire map to get back from that side. So with only 2 angles, it's so much harder to retake than something with more angles like B or C.
100%. It seems that Hebron deciding to make some aggressive push down on this A site. I mean, just look at Mania here, just deciding, I'm going to push down A, just see what's up, and if they found something, and then they're just going to fall back. They don't really care. They're just going to play this A passively. Now, they don't want to push. they're just chilling, and that's okay with them. I mean, they do give out quite a bit of info, but they probably do hear this util being dumped onto A, and you can see this flooding from Hebron onto this A site. They're gonna really try and hold this here, but Mania gets shut down, but Fried, big trade. Ritzy finding another one, but trades all happening on the site, and like Terriers just flooding in and just perfectly trading off each other to secure this site. A 3v1 now, and Exit just looking at a pretty challenging 1v3 here. Terriers looking like they know exactly where they are. Exit finds one, becoming more and more doable with every kill.
Yeah, basically nothing left in X's pocket at this point, throwing out everything that they can, still having to just peek Cypher in the end, and there's not a lot you can do about that. You just are not getting that peeker's advantage. You're on land. There's no frames of advantage for you there, and the Terriers take their 3rd round in a row, 6 rounds in a row for Hebron. Maybe they can mirror that same powerful showing. These are some really well thought out strategic rounds. Even Hebron's time out to try and stem the bleeding wasn't enough to stop that streak. So the Terriers move on with another A attack. So panning out not quite the same though, because it was really front end heavy this time, where they actually did wait, take some time, find some more intel to work off of.
We're gonna see a massive C fight here. Like almost everybody in the map here.
Just on top of each other. It's a fist fight through here. Mania and Exit, Rascal taking the refrag right there. Oh, crazy swing from Fried with the stinger to boot.
Trades coming out everywhere. This like
bomb down. Terriers only have 1.
Terriers is just toying here. Needs to find 3. Doable. Does have a Vandal. Be able to find
oh no! The opportunity was there. Not great odds now. 1v3, just brawling it out. We didn't even get into C Hall. It was just right before it, basically on top of D spawn. And an unprecedented one. But for Hebron, that crazy gambit that was somehow by chance mirrored by the Terriers actually pays off. It gives them that driver's seat back and finally stops the string of wins from the Terriers.
Yeah, no, 100%. That was just such a mess of a round. Like everyone flashes flying out, util going crazy, like stuns.
If you've got it, throw it, and then probably swing that corner gun already blazing.
Mania looking for a pick them up, but gets quickly shut down by Rascal. Rascal has just been kind of like handing it to some of these players, going for some risky peaks.
Yeah, and that's really big to be shutting down Mania, who has been getting first pick in so many rounds. Rascal now getting another kill, really showing up, especially once they've gotten warmed up as we've gotten this match going. Huge huge power on A spawn here, or on A site here from Terrier. Still 5 players up. They're looking at the opportunity to drop another flawless.
I mean, just looking at this 2v5 retake. Going a bit rough. Both coming through the CT spawn here, and looking like they want to trade off. Big just finding a crazy shot on Decipher, but just unfortunately just couldn't do enough. I mean, 7-4 going into this last round of the half. I mean, if your Terriers a 7-5, wouldn't sound too bad. I mean,
yeah, at this point, I would definitely take that. I mean, the 8-4 is honestly feeling a lot better than the early half of this the quarter, if you will, has been going. Overall, both teams coming back in this one, just rifles across the board, it looks like. And not even Mania taking the op, just down on money at this point. And without ult in the pocket either, it's just going to be the Sheriff. So Mania not having the opportunity to take a big op pick after dying the last couple rounds, doing the same. Now hoping for the opportunity to get something cheeky and pick up a better gun.
Again, Terriers having these 4 ults here. Looking to try and get some use out of them. I mean, Hebron can answer with 3 ults. This might be a bit rough, this B take. I mean, if Terriers decides they do want to go onto this B site, I mean, Hebron just has so much to answer with. That Breach, Rolling Thunder, that KJ lockdown, and that Astral Wall, just all great for retaking sites.
Rascal's on a crazy flank right now, just creeping around, finds the opportunity, takes the first kill, but goes down to Ritzy. All of the defenders making a huge rotate here. They didn't think that they need to come from this angle, but suddenly the spike is going down. Terriers have pulled a huge pulling of the rug. Everyone coming in through CT spawn, and the spike is now finally down. Concussed, but it's a moment too late.
I mean, Hebron still being able to have this KJ lockdown. Such a powerful in a situation like this. I mean, it doesn't quite push them all. They still have a pocket there at C long, but I mean, it's gonna push them quite far away.
Whoa, a last-minute kill. Joy
But
could
Fur
save this.
finding so much value while being the only person on site, and I'm not entirely sure if Ristic is gonna be able to do it. I mean, 7-5 for going down 5-0. What a comeback from Terriers.
That is humongous. Not something I expected to see over the course of this with how commanding our first 4, 5, 6 were. It was insane gameplay from Hebron. Finally answered by Terriers. They just took a little bit of time to learn the game plan from Hebron, and they're playing better to their education. They're using their timeouts better and reading their opponents phenomenally.
Oh, 100%. It seems like Hebron just got kind of stuck. They kind of got like they were getting outthought a little bit there. And at the end of that first half, I mean, I'm curious what Hebron's going to be able to do on this attacker's side. I'm very curious. It looks like maybe going to be a little bit more aggressive. I mean, they were playing pretty loose. They were just playing off the mistakes of Terriers, and they kind of stopped just making those mistakes.
Well, now we have the nice full reset as we change our halves. Hebron now has the onus on themselves to be pushing up.
Kill.
Rascal is just turned something on about 5 rounds into this match, and we'll see how far this gets to ride out. On pretty low health after that last gunfight, taking some shots. There's a Sky on the friendly side, but much divorced from them on the map, so they're probably just going to have to play it as it is.
I'm not sure this guy has heal. I don't know if they bought it on this.
Oh, yeah, round 1 anyways.
I mean, Mania, still, all 5 players alive for Terriers. But, like, look at Rascal. Look at the spot that they've put themselves in. Like, they have
intense.
such a great chance.
Here comes.
But, like,
Pride
totally reads it. I'm assuming that they just knew. They just had to read
Rascal shifted a little bit right there last moment. It might have created a little bit of noise. Or otherwise, it was just good diligence on looking around the corner.
Read from
yeah,
Hebron.
and it was a bad angle that Rascal was looking at it loud. Ooh, the shoulder be seen there for a little bit. Juking for a second. It's not enough to stop Mania.
Terriers just walking onto this B site and just dueling and winning every single one.
Yeah, it's a huge flurry of kills. Now, we thought that the brawls would just always go Hebron's way, and they were. They were. But something, I mean, strategically, we broke down what changed. But gunplay-wise, we're watching a different match suddenly. I could not speak to what is happening now.
I mean, it just seems that, like, I don't know if Hebron just maybe loss of confidence after losing these, like, rounds, or maybe they're just getting some whiffs in there. But whatever it is, hopefully we can see a turnaround. I mean, we don't want it to be another blowout.
Well, it's still map 1. We got plenty of time.
We got plenty of Valorant left.
We could have a blowout. We could have another blowout, and we could still have time for another one going overtime.
I mean, here we have Rascal posting up in garage. I'm not entirely sure what they're looking. Oh, they're probably looking at the utility.
Oh, here comes first kill. Rascal gets one traded out, though.
That's a massive kill. The C site is empty, but Terrier's quick to rotate to it.
Ooh, are we going to get that window drop? Here goes down
gosh.
on the step, and Bowie gets
Bowie
1, 2, 3.
gets
Oh my god, Spectre absolutely popping off. Mania gets one off of their teammate, and Ferv puts this one in the bag. The Terriers just maintaining this. There's no way Bowie gets to get away with that. They knew he was in the window. He shot from there, and everyone just ignored him.
I think he just had such a fast timing. I think there's a little bit of confusion there. Maybe Bowie just is like a ghost. I mean, he's playing Omen. Maybe he's just like
yeah,
he's
sneaky. That's crazy. I mean, you could see the attackers. They all looked at the window one for a second. Well, he fired a pistol through there a couple times. Do we go for it? No. But it's the object permanence thing. There's still a player in there that'll push if you give him some footstep sounds going away from him, because he will happily shoot a bunch of players in the back of the head. Doing so beautifully as well. A big C push coming out right off the bat from Hebron. They're looking to force their way into this, and it's only that same player, Bowie, on site right now, backing off. Maneuvering for the retake, a wise maneuver. Make sure that they don't lose any players ahead of the fight.
Okay, Hebron taking the site pretty easily. Pretty, like, not any problems at all. Again,
oh my god, big from Mania. A huge save of their planter.
Pride just doesn't seem to be, like, feel safe enough to get this spike down. Understandable as they're getting dumped util on site. You can see this from the CT angle. 3 of them coming through on site. going to be a 5v3. Every single person off site here. It's just going to be a spam through the smoke. Being able to see. Again, they got the spike diffuser. Spike is not half. And again, just all 5 of them spam through the smoke. It seems to be impossible for Terriers to defuse this.
Yeah, just about 5 HP left for our final player. Toyin just having a rough time here. Watching with the scout, looking for a kill to just take some money away, getting baited by these little jumps. It's not a great bet to be jumping into that, but there's nothing you can
find
do to
anything here, that'd be crazy impressive.
Ooh. Oh, will they? Will they?
Oh.
Ooh, shooting hands, no, and Exit gets the kill in the end. A perfect kill here as well. Flawless round. No deaths on Hebron. They are back to it, but just in time to keep them from going down to Terriers. That was the first round that we've seen since round 1 where Terriers could potentially get to the lead.
Hebron just, after 4 rounds, they finally get another round on their ends. After losing 4 there, they're back. They're back on the board, which is super massive. I mean, here we have Terriers deciding, getting a pretty solid buy here. Keep an eye on Toyin with an op. He seems to be wanting to get a pretty aggressive on this C angle. Let's see if it pays off, and it does.
Nice. A taste of their own medicine for Mania here. The back-to-back. It's a jet with the op right down the hallway. That's where you just drop your fragger, go say, deny an entire site on your own. And a little bit of that gets to be felt by Hebron. They lose another player. Churstick taken down one of theirs as well, though. And Rascal continuing the mayhem. Hebron really hurting as Churstick has barely made it to side. Gets a second kill on the round, waiting for their teammate to come around the corner. Fried saves him as well.
Okay, Fried 1v2. Let's see what can happen. Peeking into an op here. That's really not what I do, but
yeah, the angle.
Toyin. That's a rare whiff.
Okay, smoke's going down. Fried just holding this corner. Here's the swing. 1, but not 2.
Good round from Terriers there. I like the trade. I like the trade from them. They're just playing together in that 1v2. Played it pretty well. I mean, 8-8. It's tied. Terriers. This is their chance to make it. Their lead here. I mean, they're gonna have a little bit more money, I think, than Hebron. Wait, that might not actually be the case.
Yeah, it looks about comparable across the board.
Looks like they're gonna have far more money. Toyin, instead of buying Shield, is gonna buy their Cypher instead. What an honorable person. I mean.
Yeah, there's not a lot of shielding for Terriers off this, even though they're able to win that last round. But they've had a lot of messier wins, losing several players. They had the Flawless just a couple ago. But other than that, they're having a little bit of a harder time baiting the turret there. It's not going to quite pan out, I think. Just clearing the utility and backing off before someone's able to get the refrag for a turret. But even despite getting that Flawless round, a lot of guns are getting lost every round that Terriers are winning, and they're off of that 4-win streak just 3 rounds ago.
Again, look at Terriers here. A lot of map control still, deciding to leave A. They want to leave A a little bit. They don't really care for it. I mean, that's what you can kind of do when you're playing with a Sentinel like that. You can kind of leave A, and like that can get the info. Rascal getting that info, wants to play off the site so he can use this Killjoy lockdown here for this retake. We've seen it done like so many times today. This Killjoy lockdown is super duper strong. Like everyone on site has to leave. Everyone else is forced off. I'm seeing if they can combo any util here, like a molly in those corners where they can see it is long. 1 player down. I mean, I would assume they're gonna get on the spike here, but no one's on it yet. Bowie tapping it. Fried trying to make a hero play. Again, still nobody on the spike.
Yeah, finally out of suppression, coming around, spraying the Vandal.
Happening?
Somehow no one died there. This is another flawless round. At this point, Terriers are going to be feeling phenomenal for economy. They get to hang on to everything they had last round, buy up that armor, and now they're at perfect full buy to just keep the momentum going.
I mean, it seems that Terriers can do no wrong now. I mean, I know that we've said that about Hebron in the first half, but like Terriers completely flipping the script.
Yeah, the crazy thing is now Hebron is so starved for cash. It's a pistol round now in round 18 at this point when things are starting to get a lot higher pressure.
A lot of sheriffs. I mean, we've seen them pop off with the sheriffs before, so like
that's true. That's true.
Don't count them out about it. Yep. I like that molly.
No one died there.
No deaths yet. I mean, taking this B site pretty fast on this eco.
And they have to. They just have to. Tasmanian Tide coming around the corner, but it's Toyin actually grabbing the kill with the op around the corner. Mania's pushing in with the blades. This is one saving grace for this econ round. They have a little bit more power in the form of this ult for gunfights, but they can't quite find anyone around the corner. Ferv takes 2 and another huge win.
It just seems that they can shut them down. Like, they're not getting enough map control. What it looks like, they just like got B, but they couldn't control any of the extremities around B. They just got pinched so heavily. It's a little bit unfortunate to see Hebron looking to use their second time out of the game here. Not going to have any more unless this map does go to overtime, which don't count it out. I mean, Hebron does have money here. Looking to see if they can get something happening, get something rolling on this attacker's side, but we're going to need to see something new out of them.
Yeah, finally everything is evening up. Terrors have such a depth to their gameplay. They are coming in with new strategies nearly every round. I think we've only seen a couple repeats of their take attempts. Always keeping it new and spicy. And Hebron is just, I think it's in their minds. They're not able to catch up as fast. Their gunplay is just a little bit slower. They did a nice job that round, I think, of taking a lot of ground pretty quickly. They're forced to do so, but they got stuck in B site so quickly, and it was a really good job from RHS of locking it down from 3 different angles immediately. But there's no second stage to the game plan from Hebron. As soon as they got countered on B, they didn't have anything to work around other than we're shooting out our way out of here or we're dying here, and it ended up being the latter.
They died.
Yep.
I mean, like, another problem for Hebron has just been Toyin. He's just been like moving around the map with this op, and like they can't seem to find a cure.
Ooh,
That
drone going around the corner and it's gone.
Is very good, but you can still have a little gap on the top of the box here. Mania looking to like take the fight straight to him, and seems to have worked. Toyin getting shut down, but this wall still only cuts off half of the C site. But it was a fake. It was a fake this entire time. Look at this A site. Is where the spike is. I mean, Rascal gonna have to hold strong here. He's been popping off earlier in the game. Finds one. With a massive. Seeing if he can get a reposition here.
Ooh, sees the gun poking out. That's a huge opportunity.
What a massive.
No way.
Like
a third and a fourth kill. Only one player left for Hebron. It is Mania pushing up and right into Rascal. So we have the opportunity for the ace. Sees it and takes it.
He finds it. I mean, Rascal is just having such an insane performance.
It's every round.
Like,
they're just coming up even better. 23 and 13, approaching that 2.0 KD at this rate, and that is including 6 rounds in a row of losing to start this match. That's insanity to have from basically a guaranteed 6 deaths to start the game with. You're coming here dropping a 2.0. Like, Jesus, you just have no mercy. No one on Hebron now has a KD that could match that for anything. Players struggling to stay even right now.
In the last 11 rounds, they've lost 2.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, I will say. I mean, Hebron just, again, they just can't do anything. They're not using the util to clear it. I mean, they have this Sova drone. They just choose not to use it. They aren't playing slow enough to find this op. They aren't playing to make sure the angles are clear. They're not flashing anything. It's pretty not unfortunate. I mean, they're doing it to themselves.
Yeah, Exodus comes around, gets 2 with the share, but it's not enough. It's just 1 for 1.
Like, look at him.
No way, just another 3K.
He decides to grab the op. I mean,
absolutely, yeah, grab that money. Even if they're not using it, I don't think Rascal's going to hang on to it. Yeah, immediately hopping that over to Toyin, get it on your opper, and Toyin's been doing a great job on that as well. Not
100%.
Not the crazy KD, but usually dropping a player or at least holding the angle really heavily and then swapping off to another gun, getting into the fight a little more heavily, and finding value consistently through fights. Because Toyin is just going even in actual fights and keeping that op angle laid up. Like, that's exactly what you want from someone in that role.
I mean, just like Toyin being able to cause such problems. As you can see here, he's in the middle of the map with his Blade Storms. Like, just look, he's in window. He's causing so much problems. And he gets a kill under Ritzy. And then he gets out for free. Like, this is what Hebron's not shutting down. They like here, and then Rascal hits an insane shot like that. I mean, it's just all falling apart for Hebron here. Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, Astra is able to push up to the C site and has a big lurk, but I'm not entirely. They need to get so much off of this. They need to get at least 3 for this round to even be winnable.
And the time is not very favorable either. It's taking so long for Breach to get around.
Toy in right here. I doubt they expect it.
Okay, that's a huge start. But now the comm has come out. You can't really hang out here very safely for any longer. There's 3 players moving in
they
on your
find
Breach.
something here.
Rascal around the corner.
They
Finally shut down.
Rascal peeking into that by himself, which is
Rascal was on like a 10 kill streak, by the way.
I mean, yeah.
At least a 10 kill. That's my guaranteed exit. Very heavily stunned. Gonna start firing, but doesn't quite catch the head.
I mean, Terriers, after those first 5 rounds, just kind of looked unstoppable.
Yeah, it's insane. Just stringing together streak after streak after streak. Two rounds, literally 2, were taken by Hebron after their win streak to start off the map. They won at all. Round 10 and 15 went the way of Hebron, but the Terriers, oh my god.
I was not expecting that. From what I heard about Hebron, I was not expecting the map to go that way. I was expecting it to carry on like the first 5 rounds, but I mean...
Yeah, and we start losing. Hebron takes the timeout. I go, okay, we stabilize from here. No, not at all. In fact, maybe the opposite. Like, 1 round goes back after 2 rounds, and then... It's Terriers again, just Terriers. A second timeout, surely this will stop it, right?
I think the Hebron timeout like boosted Terriers like way more than it helped Hebron, unfortunately. I mean,
the mental game has been won on map 1. That's such a huge blow. I mean, I've heard a lot of people saying like Hebron's expected coming here, basically 2-0 everyone to the championship, and if we get more in there, that'll be cool bonus. So Hebron.
Yeah. That was the first map that Hebron's, I think, lost in a while.
Yeah, definitely the first one of the day after their round 1-2-0. So they're looking at that game 3. I think if you're Hebron, you go, okay, well, either there's something that they have, an answer they have, something they've been thinking about, where they're talking about it right now and they're coming to conclusions, or otherwise, and I don't think this is likely, they might just feel lost at this point. If you got another team that's shutting you down after you've done a lot of talking, you get 2 timeouts already, you get this time in between the maps, it might be a game 2 match. But otherwise, they've got the confidence, they got the wins behind their belt. As long as they can hold on to the mental game, get back in there and give it their all and play well on some maps that they're comfortable with. If they've come out pretty well in the map ban, I'm not sure if this was actually their first pick in round 1, but they come back full guns blazing, bring back that rounds 1 through 6 Hebron, and we can take this to map 3, and that's what they've got to be looking at this point.
I mean, I think our next round is split. Our next map is split. I'm not entirely sure if Hebron has played split. I don't know what their first 2 maps were, but maybe that's their map. Maybe split is what they're cooking up.
They were forcing a lot more gunfights with a lot of angles. So multi-angle gunfights, those retakes that they were so strong at in the early defense, the first half of the defensive map. This objective does play towards that pretty well. Off angles are enormous. King on split.
Yeah, I mean, split is a lot of angles, a lot of close angles. Like, what's going to be really good is a sky. A sky is going to be really good there. Maybe we'll see a fade. A fade could be used pretty well, and just like anything that can clear close corners. Like a sky dog is the best thing for that because it's so fast and you can turn around so quick. But like, I mean, maybe a Sova if you want it. The drone's a bit slower, so it can't clear as much space as quick. But like,
and we also have to see them taking time to make sure they're using it to its fullest.
100%. Like, I mean, it's just I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see the compositions. I mean, Ritzy was playing that Sova. Will he bring it out on split? You don't see a Sova too often on split, but like maybe he's cooking up something.
Yeah, and we'll speak a little bit more to that. We'll go to a quick break. It'll be just a few minutes before we get into game 2. I'm really excited for it, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Check that out. So we got a little more something to say about those as well. So get ready to level up your style with the hottest merchandise in town. We're thrilled to announce that in celebration of this year's HSEL Nationals, Generation Esports has just launched an exclusive merch line. But wait, there's more. By pre-ordering now, you'll get your hands on these limited edition items before they hit the shelves. That's right. Be the envy of your friends as you rock the official gear of the HSEL. Don't miss out on this epic opportunity to be a part of the HSEL Nationals spirit. Visit generationesports.bigcartel.com now to browse our incredible selection and secure your gear today. Your journey starts here at Generation Esports. So yeah, you look at those. It's just really cool, actually.
Me
Like
personally,
streetwear merch line. I
I'm
think they're
copping.
awesome. Yeah, right.
I'm sold.
I'm
I've
huge
seen
on
everything I need to see, to be
right.
honest. Like, I mean, it's my entire wardrobe now.
Yes, I love the sloths. My favorite, there's a t-shirt. It's got a bunch of like Japanese kanji and the little sloth logo. So it's the new mascot for Generation
The
Esports.
sloth is
Using
adorable.
for
I love the sloth.
yes, he's so good. And they got little stuffed sloths as well. We don't have one over here
There's
on the other
one.
stream. They got one.
They're
which
so lucky.
maybe they'll bring him
They
over
like
here
them
so
more
we can
than
visit
we
him.
do. Like, I guess they
Yeah.
love them more. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I
We're
guess,
the underappreciated stream. So
yeah.
maybe we'll get a turn of custody with our little sloth friends. So we can rep him and the
But,
merchandise line for you guys as
I
well.
mean,
But
talking about kanji, here we are on Split. Takes place in Japan, I think. I don't know
I
if
believe you.
Japan is chronologically in Valorant.
Is
or-
Japan canon?
I have no clue.
We're asking the
but
big questions now.
we really are asking the big questions, but looking at this, I mean, you can see who we're locking in here. I mean, Terrier's giving us a double controller, a double controller, Sage, and then a Raze as a single duelist. Like, coming from a other standpoint, this is a very meta composition for a lot of teams in Europe. Though on Hebron is playing the NA comp. We
Yeah.
love the double duelists in NA.
Yes, yes.
We die for that because we like shooting things here over in NA.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
We like being aggressive. We like taking names.
I'm a
taking
real
space.
WM1 enthusiast, so this speaks to me on a personal level here as well. So I had a lot more fragging power there, which is something that they showed off, but then started lacking in. And we'll see if the Terriers are able to use the utility that they're bringing, and they're really much more invested in it this time as well, not eschewing their jet from before. And I think our big playmaker in Rascal is pretty interestingly switched to more of a active position as well.
I mean, you can see the change in Ritzy. Not playing an initiator, instead playing that Killjoy. As we get into this first round here, I mean, getting a fast take from Hebron. Just like absolutely no hesitation with these double duelist comp. That's what it's so good at. I mean, it's so good at taking space, especially that mid control, and just getting out and causing problems. But it's being controlled out right now by Terriers. Like, they've been able to contain Hebron here in the mid section of the map and just being able to pinch them from all sides.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. We barely even moved out of T-spawn at that point by the time the Terriers were just on Hebron. That was a great job of locking in. We found a first trade, which blunted the movement for Hebron, and despite utility being dumped to try and get around Sage Wall, there is just not much more to go off for Hebron. They really expended all of what they had in those first couple seconds, and then it petered out without any secondary options. So this map starting out very, very differently from the one previously. We'll see if Terriers can keep the momentum going, see maybe we get a reversal of our map one.
Again, I mean, Split in the past has been a very defensive-sided map, but like coming around in this newer meta of like Split, because it's just coming back into the competitive map rotation, it's becoming a much more even map. It's like you can't really. It's like 55 defense, 45 attack, like which is still pretty close, but not like 50-50. But I mean, it's not as bad as it once was. But Terriers, maybe they'll change it. Maybe it'll be like 100% attack win rate.
maybe,
so
maybe.
Far,
well,
defensive win rate.
Yeah. I guess we'll be going the other way.
I mean, Terriers are so far making that a true statement.
Very heavy A-side push here to kind of contrast with our round one, where there's a clear focus down mid. One player going down there as well, though. Looking to check this angle. We're just going to see our first frag down mid, and it's Toyin that takes it. Yeah, keeping up with that sniping roll, and a huge swath of green that we're seeing across the right side of the screen.
There.
Rascal with a 3K on this round, keeping it early, or getting it early back into the swing of these multi-kill rounds for Rascal.
I mean, I think something that we really need to point out here is putting quite a bit of control towards mid. As you can see, that Viper Wall coming out of Rascal being able to cut off this a ramps control from a Heaven and cutting off that mid control. It's kind of like a deep smoke into mid. It could cause some problems as people can lurk up to that smoke, but right now it's not. I mean, you can see such a. I think Hebron might have had a read. They're playing super duper passive here with their guns. I mean, they're both on both sides of the map here. We're just playing super passive, not making any moves, seeing if anyone peeks out, trying to get as much info as possible. Maybe bait the rotates onto the A site. And it seems that they're doing a successful job.
Absolutely.
Just a lone Omen on this B site with 3 Hebron players trying to get in here.
Yeah, we got 2 on this bottom right end of the map, looking for an opportunity to get back in. They're going to be divorced from the fight for so long at this rate. They got to make the slow rotate back off of A as their teammates are just fighting it out on site. 4v4, and now 3 exits takes 2 picks. That's a huge boon to Hebron. Bowie finds that refrag back in, keeping it even on player count.
I mean, Terriers is making it happen. Mania is like 5 HP here. The double swing, it's perfect.
Wow.
I mean, Terriers going 3-0 up on this split defensive side. I mean,
initiation.
It's looking pretty good. I mean, look at them.
Full economy now.
Full economy, getting rifles around here. It's just going to get harder and harder for Hebron to get back into this. As long as, I mean, Terriers is playing like they are. They're playing off each other. They're playing well. They're communicating.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just doing everything right.
Look at Bowie right now, 4-0, sitting on a Phantom full armor, I'm sure full utility buy, and 5,000 credits to spare. Going to be banking that for a little bit and even able to kind of help the team bounce back pretty quickly if they do take a loss and end up losing the economy that they've built up with their guns in hand right now. Exit's playing up front right now. A little curious to see off of someone in that role, and there we go, the Jet taking up a little more eminent place.
Very aggressive for a controller player. I mean, usually you don't want to die when you're on this one. It's a lot of valuable util.
Yeah. And a huge amount of smoke dropped here mid. It looks just like round 1. I'd love to see the attack rotate off here because there's going to be a no-go. It's a pinched angle, 180 degrees between Rascal and Toyin right now, and these two have not been missing.
Again, just like so much like Heron or Hebron, I'm so sorry. They're just like in mid. They're just getting pinched. They can't do anything. They're not moving. They're like
2 blind fire
they're
kills.
So slow. They're so stagnant. They're not making a play off of it. And like Terriers don't
Rascal's
need to
got
move.
another.
They don't like. They can just play in these B heaven positions and these like A heaven positions, and they'll just be like.
Oh my god.
It's quite unfortunate that like Hebron is just not making anything happen.
Yeah, this is the same issue that we saw as soon as Hebron started losing their win streak. They're running the same thing down round after round, really forcing one angle, and it's just about the worst angle to be forcing on the map at this position. Toyin and stuck between a rock and a hard place. Toyin and Rascal staring you down. A scout in Toyin's hands every round there. I guess not a scout that round, actually. Dropped that for the Phantom in the last round. But a huge amount of initial firepower right there. And why are you dropping jet smokes into these angles that you're looking to be pushing anyways? There's more guns around the other side. The pre-fire is better for the defenders. You don't want to be pushing into that. We're doing it again. The main force going down mid, but we've got 2 players pushing up towards B site where Bowie is waiting, looking for that opportunity. Hasn't been pushed over here yet in the map.
Showing a lot of aggression onto mid and to the B site, and that's what they needed. That's what they needed to do. They can't just force mid because it's just not going to work. But like, I mean,
first pick again for Terriers
is going to find a pick like that, then I don't really know what you're going to do.
Good, just like you're saying. Dog goes in, gets the stun. Flash goes into boot.
Like,
okay, Mania's starting things up.
Is alone on site, but like, I mean, gets traded out. Rascal finding 2.
Trades and
picks.
trades.
I mean, it's a 2v2 here. Hebron have a very good chance at winning this round here.
All right, finally Spike goes down. Sin right here. Ritzy's going to set up some more defense to be working with the smokes. They're going to allow him to get out.
That could be very useful, though. I mean,
2v1 now. Sky all alone. Verb has to do this.
We've seen Verb win these, but it's just going to be such a difficult task when they're playing that off angle like that. And
I think that's 2 for Exit that round.
I am not entirely sure, but Exit definitely had a very solid round there. I mean, it definitely was one of the main reasons they won that round.
Yeah, I'd say Exit was the biggest motivator for that round coming off. And sitting now high skilled on the team as well, showing up and putting utility where the team is badly needing it right now.
Yeah.
I think they're just spamming throwables at choke points right now. Like that's been all these jet smokes right now. That's been not their Viper walls, but the Viper wall is going down in front of them as well. The grenades, while actually it was the first thing to actually push Sage off the angle, is just more stuff to throw.
A lot of like, they just love. I mean, Hebron just love to show mid. They love to show at least one of them, which is totally fine. I mean, definitely show places around the map. But look at Rascal going down into the sewers angle. I'm not entirely sure. He hasn't done this once before, so I'm not entirely sure if they're going to be expecting it. They could get absolutely massive right here. Rascal finds 1.
Oh my god.
Rascal finds 2.
No.
Being able to find 2 before they eventually get traded out, and then Toyin just shooting from top mid. It's like just a shooting gallery.
Yeah.
This is what it is. I mean, they're just all looking at Rascal in the sewers, and then just Toyin just peeks out with his little operator. And like, I mean,
yeah,
you saw him on the last map being able to find those first picks on Jet, but like, I mean, seems to
hey,
be
the
doing
operator
just
plays
fine
the
on
same no
Sage.
matter who's holding it. Yeah. That's the beauty of it. Click red. Make it go away. This discrepancy, look at the KDs right now. Like, I don't think anyone's positive. Yeah, everyone is negative now on Hebron. They cannot get the better of a single gunfight while Terriers are pumping up.
Go pretty aggressive here on this A angle.
It's big flash. And nothing comes of it
Finding
though.
1.
2,
Finding
3.
3. Oh my gosh. Fried just barely getting out with their life.
No way. A 4th. Fried, literally the only one. Pushes up. Okay. That's the shutdown. Oh, no,
1.
not the Cypher, though. It's shutdown to Cypher. That's pushed up. The stun. And Flash is going to go out to try and cover themselves.
2.
The shutdown. No ace for Ferv, but it's going to be Rascal coming up from the sewers to finish this one off. Op has been held onto by Toyin there. 2 losses more than we expected probably from there, but
this
Terrier's crazy.
This is a lot of economy building up here. Like, you don't really want to see this if you're Hebron. I mean, Terriers has a lot of money. And Hebron has not a lot of money. Not sure you're noticing that.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
Just pulling it out for you.
Yeah, I mean, the real thing is that the Terriers can get flawless right now and not lose any momentum money-wise. Like, they'll lose, they'll get behind a little bit on ult economy, but they won't really care if they got aced right now, especially with how many rounds that they are up right now. Hebron on their side, they're barely getting by on consolation money to have a full buy round right now after their save. They come around once again. Bowie with the first pick on Ritzy. They cannot get the best of this first frag. Another 2 kills come out on mid. This is not their fight to be having. Jet locked in the corner, just waiting. No one has eyes on him until now.
Trapped in this mid position. They just can't leave it. Mania has to go massive here if he wants to secure it, but like, there's just not much they can do.
Ah, jeez.
And just, it's looking more and more dim as these rounds go on for Hebron.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, I mean, 7-1 speaks for itself.
7-1. Is this their first time out? I think it is.
Yeah.
It's
looking to hold it for later, but they're later might not come at this rate.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're seeing this late into the round. I mean, or this late into the game. 7-1 is rough.
Yeah.
It's daunting for sure.
I mean, like, looking at this, everything about this scoreboard. There's more ultimates on Terrier's side. They've got full buy guns. They've got full buy armor. They've got
a better
creds.
It's
the kills really are doing it.
So good here, but you know what? I believe in Hebron. I'll say it. I believe in the comeback.
I mean, they've shown us some amazing moments of strength. It might be one of those where they just have to look to the defensive side. It might be a defensive side of map, especially with the Terriers lineup. I mean, that really speaks towards them having a little bit a harder time on attack. Sage isn't going to be shutting down half of the map on her own when you swap sides. So that's going to be pretty big, but I I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but I feel like I'm screaming into the void. Hebron, don't go down mid. Don't open that door. There's like the ghost is in there.
I
like
mean, you kind of
that's
have
where
to
Jason's
show mid
at.
a little bit, but like you can't force mid. You know, like Terriers is just so good at holding it. There's so much util they can use. They got Sage slows.
All right.
Okay, Rascal, for some reason, deciding to push through A main alone. Not entirely sure that's a free gun they can pick up. You would really love that if you were Hebron.
Yeah, that could be pivotal for getting back into the game here. Still 2 players watching the angle, though. It's not going to be safe to push up unless utility is dumped.
Get this. I mean, Terrier's guarding this gun pretty heavily here. I mean, as I think any good team should do. And they're just gonna
everyone's inching forwards. No way!
God, Bowie finding 3 as they all line up. It's just a disaster.
And the Sky ult, too. They're looking to secure the ace, but it's not going to come up. Bowie having a little bit of unsureness, deciding on what the next target should be. Doesn't get either one of them. Jet left all alone. It's just Mania with the Sheriff, but he can make it work. 1 click and not a second one.
I mean,
still 2 Terriers left.
Got 1 there, I guess. I mean, it doesn't really matter as, you know, Terriers is very wealthy. They got generational wealth on that team. You know?
Yeah, we've ascended beyond out economying your opponents. This is generational wealth.
Generational wealth, I think. I mean, this has got like.
Yeah, when these kids graduate, grow up, have their own kids, they're gonna be spawning in with ops too.
Yeah, I think that's true. Ops full armor, full util is what they're spawning in with. I mean, there's just so much happening. Again, all of them going to this A site. The Interior's not seeing anything in mid. Of course, they're just going to be able to rotate. Rascal finding 1. Fur finding 1 for them. Media being able to trade it out. Really needed that smokes going in this A site, but I mean, Omen,
2 picks for Mania.
Bowie getting shut down. Mania finding 2. Massive. I mean, Terrier still does have this Razor. Razor can cause so many problems. Let's just see how this 3v3 retake plays out. Terriers only has Cypher smoke, but Cypher, okay, they're dealing with it super well.
Yeah, firing in tandem, both showing though.
Okay.
Oh, Toyin is scary on the up.
Don't hold your breath. He's got this. Okay.
It's gonna be nasty couple flicks right here. No, access with the headshot.
Shuts it down. I mean, I was believing there. I won't lie. I was like, yeah, this guy is about to have.
Yo, I mean, there would be clips for days. We'd be seeing this on TikTok.
We'd be seeing this on
TikTok. If he just
TikTok.
landed that, coming around with like that, the hip fire ops to get the 3K.
We'd be seeing Tens reacts to.
Tens reacts to Toyin.
Crazy op clutch 1v5 moment epic split game.
Fire.
That's what we would see. That's what I'm just saying. I mean, Terriers still have a lot of money. Still have a lot of wealth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're ever going to be out of full buy.
Going to be able to buy for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Or not the game.
The half.
The half. Again, going to this B site. Bowie solo on site. Again, Mania just going in, but like is split off from this team because there was a nade. Like we need to see those double duelists go into
shooting range. Shooting range.
I mean, and like, it's kind of tragic. I won't lie. I mean. Hebron needs to bait out this util.
Has Hebron split pushed any
Not
round?
At least.
I think they kind of flirted with it a couple times. I mean,
yeah, but they've just been like shut down. I mean, they just haven't been able to do it. It's rather unlucky.
I feel like I'm amazed that Bowie's been pushed only like 2 or 3 rounds on B site with the number of times that mid has been forced by Hebron. Like, you just drop a smoke there around his corner. Whoa.
Shots by Toyin.
Maybe it does not get to play at this rate.
I mean, it's rather tragic.
Dog has been
don't break the
stuck
wall.
there.
Don't peek. Please.
Yeah. Enemy dog coming around the corner here. Not finding anyone jumps, but I don't think it's gonna land on exit from there. It doesn't matter anyway.
Info could have been gathered by the dog. Potentially. That Sky Flash does alert them that someone's in a mid here. Again, looking like they want to...
You should run.
This bomb is going towards the A site. For some reason, this attacker Killjoy isn't B garage. Trying to bait it, but I'm not does seem that Terriers is falling for this.
That's a lot of areas zoned off, but
A lot. I mean,
no,
it is
it's
still a 4v5. It seems that
it's gonna be left entirely.
Rascal's
Killjoy giving
going
you nothing but a
back.
distraction.
It seems to be a bait. It seems to be a complete distraction, and Rascal.
The case
Finds the
is
spike
down in
carrier.
A in
It's-
between players now.
It's not looking great. It's 3v5, but
30 seconds
again,
left.
still winnable. Okay, it's less winnable, but like Cypher finding one. Heurtic.
Tristan's got to get a 2K here. Nope, not gonna happen.
Okay, Ritzy, 1v5. It's doable. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's rough to do it with a Spectre. It's doable, but you like every single bullet's got to just about get a
Okay.
kill. You have to be perfect on the mag economy.
Terriers, really dominant half. An insanely dominant half here.
They've shown no signs of stopping either.
They-
Hebron honestly looks lost. There's some plays that just look like frustration plays. Mania basically running it down, looking for a dash into sight, hoping to just knock off
It's-
someone's head
It's
and
they
survive
just look
past
so
that.
uncoordinated now. I know that I mentioned that they were looking coordinated. They were looking like fresh. They had like some life in them, like on that early Haven. But like, I don't know. It just seems that like they're just so far apart. I mean, when Mania dashes in, they just like get naded, and like Mania just
Yeah.
dies solo, and then the teammates have to run in after them. But like, then it's just like a shooting gallery because they don't have their main duelist as a distraction. It's really quite unfortunate.
That's a lot of red standing on main right now, waiting to see if they hear
Going
anything
through
out of the
mid,
attack.
but like, Hebron is just not putting as much focus on towards keeping mid as Terriers is. I mean, and Terriers is trying to. That nade could be massive. It does a ton of damage. And then Mania finding 2 massive picks. You really do like to see this. Okay.
Yeah, this might be that swapping side that really was needed for Hebron. I mean, it's a balancer too. Everyone's back on pistols here, which just totally
It's a
changes
fresh
the
start.
game from
It's
what
a
we were
fresh
seeing.
start,
Yep.
different half.
Yep. New map. Just refresh, go next. This time we're all even. But there still are players in some nice entrenched covered locations for the defense.
I mean,
Bowie's looking to push up. Okay, there we go. Got the Tasmanian Tiger to give some extra aggression. Poke.
Bowie just
Ooh, looking both
for
angles,
some
but Bowie
shots,
feels
not being
himself.
able to find anything. But Bowie does
Nice.
find Fried. Here we have it. I
30
mean,
seconds
it's a
left.
3v2 on site if they choose to fight it. Which they do, and Bowie gets another kill. Not being able to get out of that one, unfortunately.
He just shakes his head. He knew his fate was coming
Again,
for him.
They
Player
take this
standing.
3v5 into a 2v2. A 1-on-2 now, but Toyin with a sheriff. We've seen him do it. We have.
Yeah, if I were to choose anyone to just be needing to click headshots here, it would be Toyin.
It might be Toyin. Toyin just looking around, seeing if they can find anyone.
No.
They do find him, but
Okay.
bullets don't go their way. Okay, he run on the board. They
Yes.
get a pistol. That's massive. That's a start. Maybe they are this defensive-sided team that they might be.
Well, I don't know if I'd really like. I think the narrative goes more the way of Hebron having a really hard time of attack into the Terriers' defensive lineup because they just did not have answers consistently. I mean, honestly, to me, it felt like a Sage Wall on its own was winning half of each round.
I mean, that's a great point. I mean, that Sage Wall was just so much util. It just slowed down their push into mid. They were just like saw the Sage Wall and they was like, yeah, I don't really know what to do now. Looks
Yeah.
like on this eco, Toyin just trying to farm some orbs.
Yeah, not a bad way to go. Especially you're showing this angle, so you're putting a little bit of pressure. A smoke did have to be dropped. It'll cause a little bit more time to be spent from the defenders, keeping attention to it. I'm not going to do much
Looks
more
like
from that side.
Terrier just wants to walk through it slowly. But exit finding 2.
Spike
And then-
down mid.
Churstick following that up as well, Toyin
Favorite-
off the board. No res, even if you were to grab several more ult orbs by the end of the round, just not going to be on the
Ferg
table.
maybe being able to find
Ooh, hiding
one
around, sees the
here.
gun.
But
Oh,
Ritzy totally
secondary
ready
fire.
for it.
Barely missed the one shot, just went barely over Ritzy's shoulder. Is so close.
And this last player in this Vent's position could be I think impossible. I don't think it's doable unless Hebron decides to not shoot back.
Well, if you say it's not doable, I have no hope because you've said a lot of things are doable. And you're going to be absolutely right on this one. Another flawless round for Hebron. They are back. This is the Hebron that we were looking to be seeing. It's 2 rounds in a row. That's scarcely a comeback, I'd say, but it's the start of something. It's the seeds.
No, 100%. I mean, it is their. I mean, Terriers does have guns now, which isn't entirely super great for Hebron, but like, it's the gun round for Terriers, seeing if they can accomplish anything. Looking to secure this round. Looks like they're gonna be going to this B site, just outside of B crotch, playing it super slowly. But look at Hebron walking down this mid. He's having a lot of mid aggression here.
Actually, this is gonna be into the water fire.
Knows exactly where this Astra is.
Nice,
A great
clean.
shot. And then Fur finding another one. It's like, what a great take.
The real thing is the consistent playmaking for Terriers along with their Sky. I think that's been the most impressive thing I've seen so far from this half. And I know they're not winning on this half, but the way that they're able to consistently play off of Ferv's intel has been really, really nice. They get their attacking round win right here, shutting down that small scotch of a 2-round win streak from Hebron.
They're just doing what we didn't see Hebron doing. They're using their info for their duelists. They're being able to get that duelist info so they can punish, or like getting someone else's info, getting the info so someone else can punish Hebron. They like stunned the Astra that round. Fried did a great job stunning it with a dog, and then I think it was Exit punished it. I'm not entirely sure if it was, but did a great job getting that opening pick.
Okay, now we're really gaming. Full buy for both teams. We're just missing 1 full armor, but that's not too bad to see. So we can see where these teams are really going to be lying on this half, see how the rest of these rounds are going to be. Whoa, setting up. Tristan gets the first kill with the nade. Rascal down, dashes right into their death. Mania off the board along with Tristan.
Ferv
finds that headshot
there?
Yeah, finds it eventually.
I mean, and then we have Toyin as a 3v2 retake here. Both players in heaven gonna make it a 4v2 with that res.
Oh, that's a rough spot for it, but it's gonna be okay somehow. Life for life.
Fried do here. I don't know if they'll be able to do much. Fried and just jumping out into Rascal. That
was ambitious. I think. Did Fried not see Rascal going down there?
I don't think so. Maybe they heard a flash. They flashed him, but
yeah, I guess a flash would have accounted for that. Otherwise, I'm like, there's no way you're not hearing those footsteps. Though, right? I feel like Rascal was the one whose location was the most obvious, and unfortunately, just dropped right in front of them.
Could have just missed it.
Not optimal. Oh yeah, just try to drop him behind them.
I mean,
it's like some Assassin's Creed stuff.
Haven't been. Like, this A side has been very passive. We haven't seen a Sky Flash in A main, and we just have had someone sitting on the A site, but, like, we haven't found any value here. Okay, Sky Flash in A main. This Jet sitting on site. They found nothing with that Sky Flash. Mid being pushed by all 5 players, going straight into heaven. This nade is going to stop him from that mail push. This Raze should know where at least a couple is. This B main for Hebron is just unknown. We got no idea of any information there.
Jurassic just waiting for the opportunity. It's been wise of the Terriers not to invest in pushing down either of those corridors. They're both dangerous right now.
Playing very slowly. I mean, they're just walking up, falling down, baiting the util out. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how many smokes this Omen has. They are rechargeable, which is super useful, as if you're just trying to bait the utility of the opponents.
This B-site Congo line is fascinating. Just Viper keeping attention focused elsewhere. We see the sun sink of utility. Cypher's the first one to pick up a kill.
The sky. There's 2 here, but watch out for that Viper and Mail to be shut down. They are shut down. Okay, all 3 of them in this B heaven position. We're looking to find something here. But it's Booey that finds something at first, finds right to the wall, and it's just
spray. Wow.
4, and that's it. I mean,
what a commanding display. This is going to be the upset to talk about. Terriers relatively hard to tell exactly where they're coming from for a lot of people projecting how these rounds were
100%.
going to be going, but they have proven that they're absolutely a team to be taking it over Hebron, putting themselves in that guaranteed spot going into tomorrow on winners
I mean,
finals.
it's a rather large upset. I mean, the
Yeah.
defending national champs, Hebron,
Yeah.
falling to the lowers in their bracket stage.
That's going to be rough for the losers bracket teams to have to deal with Hebron going through there. I mean, we
I
saw
mean,
just what they're
they're
capable
going to
of.
be upset. They're going to be upset in the
They got
losers
something to prove.
brackets. They are not going to want to like mess around there. But like, I think we really need to focus on is the winners of this match.
Yes, the Terriers coming out, beautiful plays. I love that they play so slow on attack. They proved to us that it was not a defensive-sided map. It was a Terriers-sided map
I mean,
through and through. I mean, what do we have? Let me check. 2 rounds in a row and then 2 other random rounds going Hebron's side. And that's all. Just 2-round streak. Otherwise, just Terriers, Terriers, Terriers.
I mean, what was it, a 10-2 half, and then they just let Hebron get the pistol, and then they just was like, "Yep, it's time to close it out."
Yep. Yeah, you get
I
that
got
one.
places to be, you
Yeah,
know.
absolutely. They're clearing their schedule for the day. They got some VODs to watch for tomorrow.
Maybe that was the trick. Maybe
Yeah.
they watched the Hebron VODs while they were eating the lunch.
Yeah, there you go. It makes sense as the team to be. So we'll be seeing more of both these teams. They're not out by any means, so we'll be seeing quite a bit more. It'll be pretty darn exciting. Bringing it full circle where we started before this map. We got
The
our
merch.
Sloth. Look at him. He's got his
That
beautiful
trophy.
Gen Esports headsets. He's got his trophy. He's a winner, just like all the students have come out here
Got
are.
this hat.
Yes, we got
Look
good
at
old
this
bucket
cool-
hats.
Oh, gotta turn it like that. Look at this.
Yeah, so
It's very comfortable. Let me
let
tell
me
you.
find that link again there. Where is it? Somewhere it's on there. But yeah, so all this merch is available for supporting HSEL, supporting Generation Esports in running it. So generationesports.bigcartel.com if you want to get yourself a funny little sloth man like him to hang out and watch over you all your game to cheer
Who
for you
doesn't want the
when
funny little
you're
sloth?
qualifying for nationals, maybe for next year and everything. Nice little hat to be
I
worn
heard.
out.
I heard he gives you 5% luck.
Oh, that's a
That's what I-
huge buff. I
that's
love
what I
that. I always
heard.
go for a luck build. And then in addition, t-shirts, I think yeah, shorts at the very least. I'm not sure if there is pants, if I remember correctly, but a couple different shirt setups and the matching shorts as well. They're very cool. So I know I'm
Make sure
copping
to check
me
them
some.
out.
Yeah, so check those out there.
Support the high school esports league. Like, what's not to love? You know
Yeah,
what I'm
let's
saying?
just put on events like this. This has been phenomenal. Really happy to see everyone in person. This will be rounding out Valorant on this stream for today. So at HSEL Esports on Twitch, they are going just in the other room over there. They're still playing. So there's another Valorant match over there for you to check in on. If you want to hop on over there, go catch the tail end of that before we're done with Valorant for the day. And incoming, we've got Brawlhalla and Rocket League coming up still here. So stay tuned in if you want to watch some Rocket League as well. And the other stream as well will still be running Rocket League in tandem as well as Brawlhalla. So stick around. That'll be it for us, though. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.